So after getting themselves a win last week, the All Blacks XV once again this week will be in action. They are taking on Georgia for their last game of the November internationals, and there are quite a few switches compared to what we saw in match number one. In terms of the backline, of course, a couple players that were playing for the All Blacks XV, now with the All Blacks squad, recently got themselves the win over the Irish. But looking through at the front row, it is number 1 George Bower, number 2 Kurt Eklund, and number 3 Marcel Renata switched there in that number 2 jersey, and that is due to Brodie McAllister also getting the call up for the All Blacks. In the locking duo, it is number 4 Isaiah Walker-Leawiri and number 5 Ngātoa Akoiso, taking Fabian Holland out of the starting lineup, and instead he will find himself off of the bench. In the loose forward trio, this is also where we see some changes for the AB's XV. Caleb Delaney takes on number 6, Duplessis Karefi as the captain and the number 7 after a very strong performance last week up against Munster, and number 8 Simon Parker, a player who some people will know from Super Rugby, getting a massive opportunity at number 8. In the backline, number 9, it is once again Finlay Christie that they have decided to start with, and number 10, this is where we see Josh Jacob. Last week it was Harry Plummer up against Munster, and after a great game there, he got himself the call up back into the All Blacks squad as the injury cover for Beauden Barrett. But Josh Jacob, he is a young player with a bunch of talent, does well in the NPC, and also had some good moments for the Chiefs last year. When called upon in the backline, we have seen a little bit of a reshuffle here. Number 12, Riley Higgins, does get the start, with number 13 being Dallas McLeod. Now, last week we saw Quinn Tupaia in that number 12 jersey, but for this week, the All Blacks XV have made a bit of a switch, and now Quinn Tupaia finds himself on the right wing. Out on the left wing, it is Kini Naholo, who is just an absolute menace when he gets ball in hand, extremely hard to stop, and the physicality that some of these backs for the AB's XV can bring into this game could be massively beneficial. We've got to remember they're up against the Georgians, who are known for being physical, who are known for having big forward packs, and that also slightly explains the selection off the bench as they have gone with the 6-2 split. But to close out the starting lineup, number 15, it is Sean Stevenson. So overall, not that different compared to what we saw up against Munster, with the exception of a couple certain positions such as a loose forward trio. 2 changes there. Could be quite interesting to see what that does to the team. But in the reserves, number 16, Bradley Slater, number 17, Xavier Numia, and then number 18, Seula Ma'u, number 19, Fabian Holland, number 20 being Corey Callow, and number 21, Devon Flanders. So like I said, the 6-2 split to try and match that Georgian forward physicality as the match wears on, because something that we've learnt over recent times with this Georgian side is if you can push them early and wear down those forwards, you can actually find a lot of success and quite a few points later on in the game. So that is exactly what the AB's XV will want to do. But I have to say, it is a great matchup in terms of giving some of these young guys an opportunity to play up against hard-hitting opposition, getting them ready for international rugby. In the back replacements, number 22, Noah Hotham, and number 23, Jay Fiaki. So a couple Crusaders to close out this All Blacks XV side, but they will be playing at 2 a.m. New Zealand time on Monday morning. It is going to be an epic game, will certainly be one to watch, and it is the last time we will get to see the All Blacks XV in action, so theoretically, it is the last time we will see these players, unless of course they get that call up until Super Rugby does start up next year. Nonetheless, do let me know what you think of this lineup in the comments down below, as well as your score prediction. I will see you all for the next one.